This is my 10th class video journal regarding my solid core journey. The motivational saying that I saw in the studio this time was, do solid core, then come back for more. Before I get started, I wanted to acknowledge that this 10th class is a milestone for me. When I first started this journey, my goal was take 10 classes in 60 days. If you followed my videos, you know that I'm taking a class each week. This is my 10th class. In order to meet that goal, I had to take my 10th class on a weekday. Today's class was September 22nd, 2021. So hooray for my milestone. With that said, today's video will be about workout and waiver. In terms of workout, I wanted to mention two things: friends and features. Solid Core offers a bring a buddy option in its rewards program. How does it work? You would go into the app, book your class, and then click bring a buddy. Once you do that, you pay for the class based on the cost that it has for you. Whatever packet or membership you've chosen, they'll give you the cost for the buddy to attend the class. Once the buddy shows up and takes the class, you receive reward points. Well, this was my first time using this bring a buddy opportunity. It was my 10th class, and I asked two friends to come with me. There is a limitation with this bring a buddy option. The two buddies that I invited, they were a no-show, which means when you invite a buddy, it's just like throwing money into a fireplace if there's a no-show. But I think this is a good opportunity to gain reward points. If you're going to go to Solid Core and you want to invite a buddy, there are two options. If you want the reward points, use the bring a buddy, knowing that one limitation is they may be a no-show and there's a loss for you. Or you can ask the friend to attend with you and then have the friend book their own class. That's the opportunity that's available for you. The feature aspect of workout that I wanted to talk about, this class was tough for me. This is the first time that I actually thought about how they title these classes. Whenever you book it in the app, there's a name given to these classes. When I left the class, I went back onto the app because I thought, boy, what type class was this? This was a hamstring class. So we did hamstrings and glutes. It was very tough because to me, one of the poses was totally out there for me. I was unable to maneuver. Here's what happened. The coach called a glute bridge. If you're familiar with a glute bridge, you are generally laying flat on the floor on your back. Your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the floor, and both feet are parallel. Your arms would be straight out to your side, and the palms are facing the floor. So that's the position. You push down on your heels to lift your hips up. Once you go up, then you bring your hips back down. That is that glute bridge on the floor. On the Svetlana, when the coach called it out, she told us to go to the cable side and to put our shoulder and head on the platform, and our feet were on the concrete. I had the hardest time. I remember looking left and right to see how other people had done it. They were already there. Perhaps they were more experienced, I'm not sure. I'm 6'1", and I had the hardest time. Here's how I felt. My shoulders, I was able to scoot down the machine, put my feet on the concrete, put my shoulders on the platform, but my head, I couldn't get it. It was just like hanging there in the air. And the carriage was at the back of the Svetlana. That was unavailable for me to put my head there. I tried to scoot my shoulders further toward my feet to get my head on the platform. I was unable to do it. It was so uncomfortable, almost to the point of danger for me. And I thought, whoa, this is tough. Then she called another pose out for hamstrings, and I had a similar experience. I was unable to really maneuver. So after the class, I spoke with the coach. I told her, I said I had a struggle with a couple of the hamstrings, and could you help me with the fix? She said, sure. When she demonstrated, before she did so, she told me, she said, honestly, this is tough for anyone. The only thing I can tell you is continue to work at doing it, because it was so unfamiliar. It was the first time I did it. You're literally hanging off the machine and you have to get yourself into a position. I remember pulling those handles, trying to lift myself up. Now, remember, my head is just hanging in the hole that's in the Svetlana because the carriage has already moved back, and I'm just very awkward. It was just very awkward for me. I bring that up because the issue of waiver. When I first took my class, I was asked to sign a waiver, and I had no problem with this. In fact, this is common in the industry. If you have ever joined a gym, you too have signed a waiver. Solidcore is doing the exact same thing. And it made me think, well, you know, you sign a waiver, but when we are working out, there's a level of risk that we take. I want to be clear. Me saying, oh, it was dangerous for me or what have you, these are my limitations. The other people in the class, they appear to be fine with maneuvering that pose and the other pose and poses and got through. For me, just when I thought I was getting accustomed to everything, I come back here to see what the class was, and I thought, wow, I have to pay more attention to these names that they feature to tell us what we're going to work on. It was still a full body class. I felt like I got a workout. I'm sore in some places. I was sweating. My heart was certainly working in terms of an aerobic activity for part of the class. I just wanted to bring that up. And also in my notes here, I have down, once I remember when I was in my 20s, I was working at a job and I hadn't seen one of my colleagues. She had been absent for almost 2.5 months. When she got back, I remember seeing her and asking about her health. I said, are you okay? She said, yes, I was injured. She went on to tell me that during a time she was just at the gym. She left work, went to the gym, was on the elliptical machine. After finishing, she stepped off the pedals. She said, Valerie, I took a step, and then my second step, next thing I know, I was unable to support my body weight. I said, what happened? She said, come to find out, I broke my ankle. And I thought, wow. She said to me, Valerie, I have done the elliptical machine for years. I have done that several times in a week. She said that particular day, not sure what happened. I must have got distracted when she stepped off the pedals, unable to support her weight. This risk that I mentioned here, it's common. All of this is very common. That was my experience of thinking, whoa, this is dangerous. But the motivational saying, I think it is appropriate for what I experienced. Do solid core and then come back for more. I still feel this workout is safe. It takes some getting used to. I remember when I first started, one of the coaches says, you will get lost. Everyone gets lost sometimes. Just stick with it and you'll get used to it. I'm excited. My next class I have down that I have booked for October the 2nd, 2021. So at least I can check off my box, September 22nd, 10 classes in 60 days, check. I'm going back for more. I'll see you on the next video. All the best.